How can I help my daughters kind of cope with the loss as well, that I have in a way I haven't done before? Because I've seen one of them is, she's not quite as the same that she was, even though she's in school, she's active, she's doing things, but she's just like a little dulled out. And the doctors are saying, put her on prescription drugs for it. It's like the last thing I want to do.
Well, that might ease her when she's disconnected, but it would also keep her from being able to personally control her connection, her not connection. And so it's not the best idea, for sure. But before we talk specifically about this important question and these important people, we want to talk to you just a little bit about humanity, humanness in general, humanity in general, who are so confused about the way non-physical and physical interact. Here we are wanting to help all of you get to the doorway of your vortex where everything that you want is and where the larger part of you is, and be so familiar with that there's just no distinction to mention between the physical you and the non-physical you. We just want so much for the whole of the life that you are to be present in what you're doing moment by moment. But humans don't operate like that. Humans, they misunderstand their relationship with all of this, and they focus upon the manifestations, and then they have emotional responses to the manifestations. So humans have forgotten that they are here to focus and to guide their thoughts in order to accomplish a relationship with their power and with their leverage and with their alignment. And so there are a lot of us who are talking about that in order to help humans come more and more into alignment with who they are. And those like you are knowing it and remembering it and finding resonance with it and experiencing it and are happier because of it. But there are so many people who continue to hold thoughts. A belief is just a thought that you continue to think, that aren't serving you, that are pinching you off from who you really are and what you really know. And as a result of that, there are big, you might say, streams or rivers of thoughts that are so pervasive around you that even when you find a thought that is resonant with what your inner being knows and with how it really is, you're sort of, for a while, fighting an uphill battle because so many people are thinking otherwise. You get what we're talking about, especially you get what we're talking about, because you go to a funeral and act cheerful and they just think you're weird. You're just not supposed to feel good about someone coming into their wholeness. You're just not supposed to feel good about someone letting go of all resistance and now being non-physically focused where they can fully focus here with you, here and now. You're not supposed to like that, even though it is such a wonderful experience once you tap into the energy of that. So getting your children to know this is asking them not to believe what almost everybody believes. It's sort of a big thing to do. But when you know something to be, then it's easy to explain it or to teach through the clarity of your example. And so you don't have too much to say to them right now about that that's going to really help them, because you're still hurting so much too, more in many ways. But once you find your balance on this, and once you begin feeling the wholeness flowing, the little ones often know it. The older you get, the more you've been steeped in the beliefs that are surrounding you, that are based upon flawed premises all the way. Not too long after Jerry made his transition, Esther was on the Texas property on the golf cart with her grandkids. And Luke was 5 at the time, Kate was 9. And Esther wanted to play a game. She said, you choose where we'll go, and we'll go there as quickly as we can on this golf cart. And it's 40 acres. Esther's favorite thing was to scrape them off on the very soft cedar bushes because the bushes don't hurt them, but she just did her best to scrape them off on the bushes because they just loved it when the bushes would wipe across their face and through their hair, and it was so much fun. And she liked to take them up on the berm where it looked like they were going to die and Esther knew they wouldn't, and then come very quickly down the other side of it, leaving dust. In other words, Esther was a maniac on the golf cart, and her mother didn't really know about it, so don't tell her. And so they were having great fun, but then Esther wanted to play a game. Stay where you go and we'll see how fast we can get there. And so from one end of the property to the other, over here, they went over to the stables and over to the helicopter pad. There's no helicopter, but there's a helicopter pad. And over to the hangar and up to the treehouse and over to the bus barn and over to the garage mahal and just all around on this property through different gates. It's really fun to be going through a gate that isn't open yet and not slowing down because you know it will open right before you hit it. There was so much fun to be had on the golf cart. And they were having so much fun on the golf cart. And then they began noticing that every place they ended up, the roadrunner was standing right there waiting for them, like the cartoon where Bugs Bunny is standing there, like, what's taking you so long? There's the roadrunner just standing there waiting for them, no matter where they were going. He took a different route. Sometimes he flew a little bit, but he always went to where they were going. And then Luke said, Grandma, I think Jerry's using that roadrunner's eyes to watch us. Well, of course he was. Of course he was. And Luke was young enough to know that, young enough to pick up on that, young enough to know the capability of non-physical, the intertwining of non-physical, you see. Older people would say, oh, that's just silly, or oh, you're just in delusion, or you're just in denial, or you need to let go. And we say, the harder you try to let go, the harder roadrunners and such are going to show you that you can't get away from us. You are the extension of that which we are. Our interest in you, our interest in the things that we began creating together is keen. Everything that you are about, we are still about, you see. And so once you relax into that and allow your experience to be about that, something that we've been saying to you all for quite a while recently, as we talk to you about non-physical and what it's like here. And we talk to you about our passion and interest in what you're all about. And we encourage you to meditate so that you release your resistance and let your vibration rise to the equivalency of where we all are, so that we can have more open dialogue. Because once your vibration rises, then that dialogue is possible. And until then, you can't hear us. The thing that we've been saying a lot lately that we most want you to hear is that at first, these are just words, like so many words that you hear and like so many opinions from so many that you hear. We want you to trust them, but we can't ask you to, because it isn't the word that gives you the knowing, it's your own experience that gives you the knowing. And so in time, it is our promise to you that this will be your knowing too. And when it is, that's when you will be able to impart it to the others who are around you as well. You just have to have the experience of something happening. Esther, early on, she was looking for Jerry and not finding him, and her sister was staying with her at the time, and it was in the very early days, and Esther was suffering, choosing to suffer. She would tell you now, choosing to suffer. It was unnecessary suffering, but it was working for her, so she was choosing to suffer, and she was suffering mightily in this moment. She was saying to her sister, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Almost demanding that he produce himself right here and now. Where is he? Where is he? He said he would show up. He said he would come. Where is he? And at that moment, across the room, some bookcases, and Jerry had set the Sarah books up facing out. He really liked the cover. These were Korean translations, and the Korean pictures of the Sarah books were just especially beautiful. And so since their house is Asian, he thought they looked nice with what other things were there. So he had put them on a little rack, and they were facing out into the room, and had been for months. So at that moment, where is he? One of those books went bam! It didn't just topple over. It went bam! And Esther said, oh, there you are. Sorry. Now, he won't do that again. She keeps saying, knock the book over. Come on, knock the book over. Knock the book over. Well, he's not going to knock the book over again. It served its purpose. Her desire was so strong, and her belief is not different, really. She knows about Abraham. She knows about non-physical. But her desire was strong enough and pointed enough that he showed up in that moment. He showed up in that moment. But it is so much easier when you're asking and not fretting, asking and not suffering. When you accept the eternal nature of all of us, then you will begin to understand why life goes as well as it does for all of you. Everyone who has made their transition is here, forward looking, interested in you. And it's only the best of them that made that transition. In other words, all doubt and worry and fear and jealousy, everything that is picked up along your physical human trail is left on your physical human trail for you to keep regurgitating with each other. But it doesn't make the transition into non-physical. And that pure positive love energy is what's focused back with you, you see.
That's what I feel.
Just keep reminding yourself that. And something that really helps a lot is when you accept the right here and now existence of someone, not the memory of them, not what used to be that I'm still remembering. No, present tense, present tense. In fact, we're going to say something, you may or you may not hear it. We've been saying it for a while, and we're going to continue to say it and figure out other ways to say it until you really do get it. We really want you to get this. Your inner being never looks back. Those who have made their transition are not looking back. They're not looking back. Oh, there are thought forms that psyche can pick up on and so forth. But the essence of who they now are is not looking back. And you know what's really interesting? Get ready for this. It's worth a drum roll, really. You're so cooperative. What you call present tense is really past tense. It's like gum you've chewed all the flavor out of. There's nothing going on. All the creative juices are happening as you are in your now forward looking, because you've already done most of the work. Life has caused you to launch these rockets of desire, and they are vivid, becoming vibrations. And your inner being is standing there with them, and law of attraction is responding to them, and they are what is becoming. And so you've got this larger part of you that is swirling and becoming. And when you look back, you're not swirling and becoming. That's the separation that you feel. That nostalgia or that homesickness or that grief is because you're putting your attention where most of you isn't. And that's why all negative emotions, no matter which one you describe, feels like emptiness. It's like a void or a loss of something. It's because you're pinching off the true essence of who you are, the true energy of who you are, the true power of who you are, the true are-ness of who you are. Yeah. So what to say to your girls? We would say, if we were standing in your physical shoes, watch for mom, she's all around. She keeps showing up everywhere. And I'm not talking about memory, kids. I'm talking about her, here, now. Something else I don't want to tell you. I should tell you, but I don't want to tell you. She's completely on your side about everything. She will not rat you out about anything. It's not like that. It's not like you have a spy in the sky. It's not like that. You have an advocate. You have an advocate beyond anything that any of us have ever imagined. Aware of you, knowing you, with you, inspiring you, flowing to you, flowing ideas to you. So listen for mom, because she's active more than ever before. Yeah. And then they'll bring you some stuff. You're not going to believe what happened. You're not going to believe what happened. You're not going to believe what happened. Dad, you're not going to believe what I knew that I didn't know I knew. This is what upliftment is. This is what true upliftment is. This is the promise of non-physical to physical. This is what we are all always about. And when you know that, and you start listening for it, and you start letting that inspiration in, you get in the receptive mode so that you receive. Oh, life takes on a whole new look, which is the promise that you all made to each other before you all met up here.
Excellent.
Got it?
I do.
Good. Any more?
Thank you. Thank you.